Hey friends, what's good? Welcome to Story Time. More of a let's be real story. I just want to, talk about stuff today. Just things that have been on my mind. And one of them is, are you guys like super busy to the point where you don't have a minute to breathe? Where you just feel like from the time your alarm goes off until you hit the pillow at night, there's just not a moment in there where you can just chill. And I feel really bad for people that are struggling with this because it seems like the world is constantly making us feel like we need to be on the move at all times, always doing and being and moving forward. And I don't think that's the case. Not since life has changed for me. I've realized that this slow pace and really just being in our moments in the during the day, like just be in the moment, be present in the moment, is going to prolong life. It's going to make us have a better life. And now, granted, I know so many people have to go out there to work. I know I'm saying about 50% of the people I know work from home. Probably since 2020 created different kind of avenues of work for people. I know a lot of people work from home, especially where I live right now. I live in a beautiful trailer park in the middle of like the Amazon rainforest sort of deal. It's just incredible down here. But a lot of people there, I was assuming a lot of people that lived here at the RV park were retired, but that's not the case. A lot of people run businesses from their homes, and it's just become kind of normal to see that. And so me running my business, having my art business was kind of it felt normal to do that because there's just this kind of this community here. It's very supportive and it's really quite nice. It's quiet and it's calm. I mean, yes, granted, we've had, the floods and the trees have come down and weather's always been a problem. But the people here, you can tell that people are working hard. And maybe half of them go, or not half, I'd say 25% probably go out every morning to a job, which I'm noticing that most of them are getting ready to retire. So you get to this age where you're like, that's enough. I don't want to do it anymore. I've paid my dues. It's time for me to take a break now. And what's happening though, I don't know about where you live, but people that are going into retirement are not retiring. They're just finding another way to make income that doesn't require going somewhere else. So, I've got a lot of people that I know that sell on Facebook Marketplace. They sell antiques and collectibles. I do that myself. I used to purchase estates, jewelry estates, and it was kind of it was so much fun. I might get back into it because I absolutely love it. When you purchase an estate, you basically get whatever is given to you. It just basically just dump a bunch of boxes of stuff in front of you. You go through it, and sometimes there are treasures that you had no idea were in there. You could make a lot of money, and I love doing that. And it's funny because my dad was a horse trader. He was a thrifty guy. He was a bit of a hoarder, so he had a lot of stuff in his house, and he would buy and sell constantly. He would just do the barter thing. Back in the 80s and stuff, you bartered. Yeah, it was always about bartering, I'll give you this for that and nowadays it seems really weird because you either have to give it away for free or you sell it for some ridiculous price that maybe someone wants to pay. But there doesn't seem to be so much of a barter system anymore. So let's bring that back. Let's bring back the barter system. Because for extra income, I don't know how many of you can drive down the road in your neighborhood where you see a pile of free. Somebody just doesn't need that blender or that book or whatever it is that it is. There are so many people right now that have so much stuff and they're trying to figure out how to get rid of it, but they don't want to take it to a landfill. And that's a big issue here as well. So we have like a whole section of our park that is meant for free. So there's a table, there's boxes, you just put your free stuff in there. And I'll tell you, some of the stuff that I have found in there, they're fantastic because that's an additional income for me because I love to sell. I love to buy and sell. I would rather get free and sell, which is way better. But this is what I'm noticing is that it's almost like an exchange of goods is what we're doing right now. Somebody doesn't want it, somebody takes it, then they sell it, and then somebody will buy it, and then they have too much, so they got to give it up. It's weird. So I highly recommend getting involved in that kind of buying and selling and grabbing free stuff to make a little extra income because you can make a lot of money. When I was doing the estate stuff, it was more, somebody would pass away, so I would take all the jewelry, which a lot of times people don't know if it's costume or real. I lucked out many times where the jewelry was real and I made myself a good little fortune. But um, I'm finding now that people are getting very creative in what they want to do after they're finished work. So let's say you've worked a job for the past 25 years and you've been a really good artist with stained glass or you know how to work with wood. All of a sudden, from 65 to age 80, you're making wood toys or you're doing beautiful stained glass. We don't have to stop working. But what we should do is focus more on doing stuff that we enjoy because, you know, I know you got to go to work. I get it. And trust me, I'm one of those people that I've worked my whole life. And for me just to sit back and spend the last year and a half contemplating life and trying to figure out what to do with this beautiful life I have. The art is the only way I want to go. It's the only direction I want to go. So I will find every way possible to create art and put it into a form that is sellable or do something that caters to a specific area of person that maybe they do pet portraits or murals or whatever it is. I want to do that because after years and years of working my fingers to the bone, and you think, well, what do I have from all of that? I have experience, that's for sure. I have wisdom. I have a lot of knowledge, but other than that, I got a bad back and my knees hurt, and maybe I worked a little too hard. And I know most of you guys out there, if you're of working age, you're doing the same thing. You're busting your butt every single day to make a paycheck. So one thing I wanted to talk about on this video is how to like decrease what you own so that you don't have to pay for all of that maintenance of those things. So like in for instance for myself, getting rid of a 40-foot Winnebago that I couldn't drive and didn't have any use for at that point, it was way too big, was a big deal. I had to get rid of it, give it back to the bank or I think that's what we did. The truck, I got a brand new truck. I gave that back because what am I going to do? Pay a payment like that every month when I'm in this kind of a position where I didn't know where I was in the world? Decreasing certain things. I actually got rid of my phone, my cell phone, when Dave died. So I've not paid a cell phone bill since Dave passed. And luckily, I have a neighbor who lends me a phone to use when I go to town. He pays for it. It was his wife's phone and she passed away and he says, "Well, just use my phone, take it to town so you have a safety, measure in case you break down." So that happens, but I haven't had a phone, so I've saved myself a ton of money. I got rid of my Starlink because like I was saying in a video prior, I kind of just we use Wi-Fi in this region here. We all kind of share it. It can be crazy sometimes. I might not be able to upload, but whatever. For what it is, it's good enough. And for what I do, it's fine. But there's ways to decrease and also to go through your house. Like I had to do this 3 times since Dave passed. I had to go through my home with him and remove everything and sell it all. I sold whatever wasn't being useful at the time. Like whatever didn't fit in the van and in the trailer that I was pulling, if it didn't fit in those 2 items, it had to go. So I sold it all. And it was like having a massive garage sale for 2 weeks. It was crazy. But you sometimes you just have to you have to get rid of things because you can't take it with you. Why are we packing so much crap around? Like what's the word that I'm trying to find? It's when you reduce everything. I can't remember the word. But anyway, As a suggestion, I just don't recommend you have a basement full of something when you're not using it. If you haven't looked at it in 3 months, maybe it's time to get rid of it. Maybe it's time to sell it and make yourself some money because somebody out there will buy your stuff. And that's another form of income. If you don't want to go to work and if you're having troubles trying to figure out what to do to make extra money, sell some of your stuff. I was just telling my son, like, you guys, we accumulate things and we don't even realize we have a cupboard full of 100 mugs and there's two of us in the house. You can sell 90 of those mugs and someone will buy your mug. I'm guaranteed. It's very weird what people will buy. I've sold crazy things like a wrench. I sold one wrench. I got $5 for a wrench. If the wrench was just sitting in my house, I would never touch the wrench. So it's just something to really consider that reducing your bills, trying really hard to figure out what's important. For me, the most important thing for me, my rent and my food. That's the most important thing. And everything else is gravy. If I can have money for extra things, that's why I get so excited when I get my two cookies on grocery day because it's the little things in life that if you can just relish in those little things, you appreciate, you just have gratitude. So I highly recommend selling stuff. Get rid of it. Clean your closet. Just get rid of the garbage. If you don't have to pack all that extra stuff, imagine moving. If you had to move again, say you have to move into something smaller, you're going to reduce all of that stuff. You got to, anyways. I remember getting rid of an entire storage unit in one day and I was crying because most of it was stuff I'd been packing around since I was little. But you don't need it. What are you going to do with it? In a case like mine where I had to move into a van, I had room for nothing. Really, literally nothing. Now, I still really think about that. I'm very thoughtful in my bigger home to not add more things. I've actually reduced it even more. You don't need giant lawn furniture outside. If it's one person living in a house, why do you have a set of six with a big umbrella and a table and all that? Just get two chairs and a little table. You're good. That kind of thing. But I'm rambling. But what I wanted to say is mainly just if you're struggling with finances, there are ways to make money. You don't necessarily have to go out and get a job. You can sell a lot of your stuff. Facebook Marketplace makes it so much nicer now to just, throw a photo on there, get somebody to pop by. I have a spot in the front where I put a table, and if people pop by, there's free stuff on it as well. Because why carry it all with you? I mean, it's kind of useless. Most of the stuff that we pack around, we're not using it anyway. If it's been sitting in a drawer for 3 months, consider that it could be money in your pocket. Anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about. And yeah, if anyone else has any pointers or tips, um, add them to the comments. So like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and yeah, I mean this was pretty random, but and the camera's way better this direction. The sun seems to be working for me. Anyways, have a great day, you guys, and God bless. And yeah, see ya.